Kourou, French Guiana. In a dedicated clean room, one of ESA's new Galileo satellites is going through a fit check. Here the satellite's condition and functions are being checked thoroughly one last time before launch. Together with 3 of its brothers, this satellite will be sent into orbit on top of an Ariane 5 launcher. It will be the 3rd and final Ariane 5 launch for Galileo, and these satellites truly mark the end of an era for the programme. They are the final satellites needed to complete the first cycle of building the constellation.
With this launch, we will have a complete constellation for operational purposes, but yet without the necessary reserve satellites, which are essential if ever something goes wrong, that we have, of course, backups. So we have said that we would move towards around 30 satellites in orbit, that is 24 operational and 6 reserves. This amount will be reached. We may sometimes be under that. We may sometimes after a launch be over it. So this is a figure which fluctuates a bit. The important number is that we need 24 satellites for operational purposes functioning at any one time.
Once the satellites are in orbit, the constellation will comprise 26 satellites and be fully operational for the first time. Quite an achievement when you consider that 22 of these satellites were only launched in the last 4 years. And when you recall ESA had no experience in satellite navigation when the Galileo programme started. It was also the first time the European Space Agency had to build so many satellites in such a short time. However, ESA and industry faced up to this challenge and have now mastered both this technology and the production process.
The good success of being able to produce in such a series is also and maybe mainly because of a design which is taking in high priority the production needs, the production accessibility needs.
But the satellite design was not solely focused on the mass production aspect. The quality of the navigation signal and of the services are key to the success of Galileo. The European-developed maser clocks on board the satellites have now proven to be 10 times more accurate and stable than the other clocks used by competitive systems. A result well beyond expectations. The quality of the Galileo performance can be assessed by its users who have had access to the initial operational services which were started by the European Commission 2 years ago. Furthermore, new smartphones are ready to receive Galileo signals. So Europe finally has its own operational satellite navigation system, a must in the modern world.
The system is important to Europe because we have a high dependency on GPS at the moment. Around 10% of our economic activity in the Western world is directly dependent on GPS. Of course, this is very high, and this is dependence on a single system. So it is considered absolutely essential that we have not only our own system for obvious strategic reasons, but also because we need a backup.
In the years to come, more satellites will join the constellation as spares or replacements. From 2025, a new and more powerful generation of Galileo satellites should be available to consolidate and enhance the system. It took many years to build Galileo, but now it is a shining example of a well-performing satellite navigation system. It allows Europe to be at the forefront of a domain that is now fully part of our daily lives.